So, I've been thinking about the other day. Back in high school, I used to eat lunch at my lunch table, and I was a freshman. I didn't know anybody at the time, not really. I uh, I had some friends from middle school go to the same high school as me, and at that point of your life, you're very like new and you're young and you're learning stuff. You're like learning about status and you want to like fit in and you want to look cool and all that crap. And being a freshman, you also like I'm not driving at the time, so I had to eat lunch at school. Now, lunchtime comes around and I'm uh I'm sitting down with a table of people that I'm very familiar with. I'm sitting down with people. I had a friend in middle school, but like low key we weren't friends. We just knew each other. And he was kind of like a bully low key. He would bully people a little bit, but guess what? I sat with him because if I didn't sit with him, who would I sit with? And it got me thinking, oh shoot. That's what people do nowadays with so many things in their lives. Now, I want y'all to think, how difficult would it be to get up from my table and sit with people I've never sat with before at all? It's embarrassing. It's weird. It feels like it feels uncomfortable. It's like, okay, like hey, like what's up? I'm the new kid. I'm a freshman. Haha, like I don't have any friends, so I just wanted to go and talk to you guys, That's what it would like look like, but guess what? If I do that, I'm with a whole new group of people, and if I catch the vibe right, maybe those people like can push me as a person, or maybe they're just fun to be around, or they're like, they're nice people and they're not bullying me or like bullying my friends. But guess what I did? My whole freshman year, I sat with the same table, and all we did was I just heard friends talk about each other, like crap about each other, and I just played on my phone the whole lunch because I was too shy to go up and meet new people and friends. And for my freshman year, I basically was like a loser because I didn't go out of my way to change my life. Now, I want y'all to think like that is the essence of confidence because in one instance where you go out of your way to do something unfamiliar, it's going to feel uneasy. It's going to feel uncomfortable, and your body will physically tell you, mentally tell you to stop doing that. It's not normal. It's not what your programmed or your normal subconscious self is used to. I'm used to being quiet and, just going on my phone when I'm uncomfortable. I'm used to saying I feel tired. I'm too tired for this. I'm too tired. I can't do that. I'm too tired. I'm used to my mind, oh, I've got a stomach ache suddenly. I'm so nervous. I get a stomach ache. Oh, I have a headache. I have a migraine. That is your body telling you to retreat. But guess what? Like, that feeling is temporary, and your body's freaking out because it feels like it's in a fight or flight situation. But when you overcome that, your new normal is now that thing you're trying to get over. So let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you the other day at work. Yesterday, I told my boss I was going to tell my boss a joke, and I'm I'm a pretty funny dude if you can't tell, but like um, sometimes like I get self-conscious about what I'm about to say. I'm like, oh, am I gonna offend them, or like, will this make me look stupid? Blah blah blah. But that's not what jokes are about. It's just about getting people to laugh and just have fun. And so basically, like, I was about to tell a style of joke I've never done before. So I'll just explain. I saw outside my window. I have a window by where I work. I saw somebody flying a drone, and there was people working construction next to it. The drone was pointing right at the people doing construction, and then a bird just flew by in general, and I was like, oh, what if that bird hit the drone? That would be crazy. And then what if those dudes like freaked out? Oh, I was supposed to take that right. Rip. What if those dudes freaked out about it? And so I was like, wait, what if I tell my boss that? Because my boss always swings by my cube and just chats. And I was like, oh no, like that's weird. Like, I don't want to say that. Like, I just feel uncomfortable lying. But my boss comes to my cube and I feel it in my gut to be like, just shut up, like do not mention that joke, like don't even mention anything, just do like what you normally do, and just like talk about random stuff and talk about work. But then I was like, like that's my body telling me to say no and to like back down. And so what I did was I told her the joke. And at first it felt awkward. It felt like it came out wrong. Like I was like, dang, it should have came out better. I should have said it better. I told her, I'm like, yeah, because I wanted to overreact so I would sell it, but I was too scared to lie and blah, blah, blah. And so I kind of half-assed it a little bit, but guess what? She believed it at first, and then I was like, yeah, I just made all that shit up. And then she started laughing, and she like, yeah, basically she was just like, bro, like what the heck? And then today she was telling another coworker about it because she thought it was so funny. And I was like, damn, here I was in my head saying like how bad that joke was and how uncomfortable it would be to say it and all this crap. And guess what? Now it's like I've grown as a person, and now I feel comfortable doing that. And of course, like, here's another thing about confidence. If you fall or you trip, like let's say I said that joke and it goes bad, guess what? Like at the end of the day, you're chilling. Like yeah, I wasn't saying anything that would get me fired, type of thing. Like you gotta trust your own gut, like to be able to be aware of that. But confidence, don't let anxiety and overthinking ruin that in you, type stuff. But like y'all, to get out of your comfort zone and to become confident, you have to become familiar with the unfamiliar. What do I mean? You are familiar with retreating inwards and being comfortable with yourself. And oh, what the hell's going on? Why did he do all that? Okay, well now I gotta get in this lane. Sorry, one sec, bruh. Okay, what the going on? Okay, but basically, yeah, your body's gonna freak out and tell you to stop doing what you're doing, but you have to not listen to it because you are familiar with being a loser like that. Like it's like actually, if you don't want to be a loser, you got to become unfamiliar with that feeling. Like you got to become familiar with the unfamiliar. And it like take your time with it, type thing. Like do little things. If the littlest thing, like for me saying that joke was low-key a little hard, but for some people that might be super easy, or for some people that might be super hard. And find like meet yourself where you're at. Maybe it's just making eye contact with somebody, like holding eye contact and like softly smiling. Like I've been there, bro. I've been there. Trust. I know what that's like for that to be difficult. Um, and if that's uncomfortable for you, maybe that's something you explore. Carl Jung, this psychologist, super smart dude. He has a quote that says, "Where your fear is, that is your task." And what he means by that is that um, whatever you're scared of, that's maybe low key where you're meant to go. And guess what? When you go into those unknown places, you might find something that is, a hidden gem. You might realize there's something great and amazing there, but you were so scared you limit your own potential and your own like reality because you're so scared and you retreat into comfort. But anyways, that's all I got for today. I'm going to the gym. I just got a gym membership. I'm so freaking hype. I just moved in this town. If you don't know, I'm excited to just start a new part of my chapter, my life type thing. And so, anyways, peace. I'm gonna get swole. Bye.